just the weight off the shoulders to get that first one out of the way. You guys have been waiting a year for this. Came out and did what they're supposed to do in the second half. How big was that to kind of step on a team's throat?
Yeah, I didn't think our ball screen defense was very good in the first half. I was much better, kind of taking up their space and just making it harder on them. But yeah, it was good to be able to go out there and get a winner underneath our belt. Obviously, we waited a long time to get back to the tournament. So relief for the guys that played last year, right? Then it was good for the guys that didn't play, whether they were redshirting, like Lance transferred in, Miles being a freshman, for those guys to get some experience in this game.
You went to the freshman early. Not many coaches get to be more athletic and longer when they go to their bench.
Right.
What did they show you, and what kind of boost was that?
Yeah, they're both good players, and obviously they haven't always had the opportunities in games. And it's tough to play well when you don't have consistent minutes. That's always been my line. It's tough to be consistent when you have consistent minutes. But both those guys really give us a spark with their length, their shot-making ability, and then just being solid. You know, when you play along Braden Smith and Zach Keating, you run a lot of ball screen action, you run a lot of post-up action. You know, you got to fit in with them. And that's like on any team. If you don't do a good job of fitting in with the best players on the team, you know, your value is going to go way down and your team's value is going to go down. But I thought both of those guys came in and helped us on both ends.
Obviously, he's always seen a level of physical play in the post. But over the years, how have you seen Zach's approach evolve, I guess, when he recognizes maybe, hey, this team is going to be really physical from behind. They kind of have to. How have you seen him evolve like in the face?
Yeah, you know, for him, it just depends. You normally get a pretty good grip, especially in conference, of what they're going to do before you go into the game. But when you play a team that's played the whole year and they haven't doubled at all, they've messed with the post a little bit, but they haven't doubled. Now, are they actually going to do that, or are they going to leave him one-on-one? And from a physical standpoint, they stayed one-on-one for the most part. They came in there and messed with it and scraped with it. So when you have that uncertainty, you just want to do your job when the ball goes in. We have places that we're supposed to go, supposed to dive. And I thought Zach did a good job of just being physical. He didn't make them pay, you know, in the first half by missing some of those free throws. And that's when we're really at a high level, is when we're accumulating those fouls and he's making them pay and he's making those free throws. But I thought he did a good job. He kept his composure. And I think that's the toughest piece right there. But, you know, even though that's happening, you're still getting opportunities to score. And that's what you want. He's a very unselfish player. So if they do come and double, he normally gets it out of there pretty quick.
Matt, did you do something defensively in the second half to get Zach at the rim more from a defensive perspective?
I thought we did a better job of being into the basketball, you know, just guarding the ball. So now they weren't getting as many pull-ups. You know, they were getting a little bit more drives. I thought it was more of their decision-making. I thought they made better decisions in the first half. They, you know, the one guard challenged him and got a couple nice layups, got a couple fouls. But then when they tried to shoot a couple floaters over him, and they tried to challenge him, and they see, when you challenge him and you don't have an angle, it's different than challenging when you do have an angle. And I thought they got a couple angles in the first half and made good plays. And then in the second half, you know, he made them pay by them just trying to shoot over him.
It felt like that's where the game changed because he got some blocks, you got some stops, and you got offense off of it.
No question. Yeah, and he was getting every rebound. So.
You really see his control there in the first few minutes of the second half. What was that halftime conversation like?
It was more, you know, we were positive because we know we left some baskets there where, you know, we were kind of poking at the ball instead of getting with two hands. We didn't make our free throws. So we felt like we should have been in a better position, but we were doing some good things there. We just weren't rewarding ourselves. It was really talking about ball screen defense. Just doing a better job on the basketball, guarding the ball, corralling it, trying to keep it out of the paint, but then if it did get deep, kind of let him handle it and then veer off and just switch that up. And then, you know, he did a good job controlling it.
You came out a little uneven. Where does this game rank for you in terms of completeness, just what you guys did well?
Yeah, you can't, you know, I don't think we shot the ball extremely well. It wasn't poor. So we didn't, you know, we had some good looks in the first half where shots didn't go down. And that, as a coach, you can't get caught up in that. A lot of times you'll think something's not working, and you just got to stay on the quality of the shot that you're getting. So if we're getting good post-ups and they're staying one-on-one, and we're getting some step-in threes, and we're getting the ball in the paint, I thought we had to do a better job of getting the ball in the paint, whether that was by drives in transition or in the half quarter, just getting the ball to Zach.
Did you find something playing through Trey there at the end when Zach was on the bench?
Not really, just like, you know, he just didn't take advantage of his opportunities in the first half. And I thought he took advantage of them in the second half. Like, we want to go to him. Like, you know, we want to establish him there. He made a couple really nice moves in the second half and did some good things. But he had those opportunities. I think he was 0 for 4 in the first half. He had those opportunities. He's just got to do a better job of being ready and being productive in the first half. And I thought he was great in the second half.
Braden gets on himself when he misses that open 3.
Yeah.
But 13, 5, and 9, just his competitive spirit and ability to control the game.
Yeah, not turning the basketball over, having 10 assists, that's huge. But he's making those threes right away. That's huge. That's huge for our team. And, he's not a prolific scorer like a guy that averaged, 30 points in high school. So he doesn't have that mindset. He's fine if he doesn't score, and he just sets people up. We don't want that. We want him to score. I always say that's his superpower. When he plays loose and he attacks, so like when he dribbles up and shoots that 3, I think that's a good thing. You ever watch him in high school? He'd break your back with shots like that. So, we want him to be aggressive. If those are layups, pull-ups, 3s, whatever it might be. He still needs to, have a heavy dose of shots. But he'll go like he played in Indiana this year and he was 3 for 14 and he was like, been out of shape. Like we're up 22 at half. Keep shooting the basketball. Keep being aggressive. And that's what he needs to do. I'm just all for a good shot. You just can't play the hit and miss game all the time. You take good shots, but he makes us go. There's no doubt about that.
Matt, do you remember the first time you saw him recruiting?
I saw him on film because it was COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. And we really, we took a commitment. And so people were calling us and people were telling us about it, but I couldn't do anything. And then right as it happened, and that guy decommitted from us, then we just went and watched tape. And there was like 4 ranked guys and it was him. And I watched tape and I was like, man, that kid there's better than all of those guys. And he's better than all those guys in college. But it was tape and you felt like you're getting tricked a little bit, right? You're just like, it's not football. You know what I mean? I love watching tape, whatever, but it's not the end all be all. I want to see you in person, I want to watch you, but just that competitive spirit. More than anything. I tried my best to kind of be subtle and call as many people as I could without letting people know we were actually interested, and then we were able to get it done in a short amount of time. We're very fortunate because he's a great player.
You mentioned many times this year that the moment's never too big for Fletcher. And you had to have some shots there at the end of the first half, and nobody shot maker steps up and creates a little separation.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that, sometimes organically he might get 4 or 5 shots, he might get 8 to 10 shots, just depending on how the defense wants to handle some things. Are they doubling Zach? The more Zach gets doubled, the more opportunities he gets. And then if we can get him some things in transition, get some kick-out threes, we'll run a couple things for him, but we don't run a lot. We force them to handle our ball screen D and see if they're going to pull in with weak side guys, and then he can play off of that.
1 game down, 5 more to go. Prep starts very tomorrow, very quick turnaround.
Yes.
What's the mindset heading into Sunday?
Yeah, just waiting to see who wins here, and then dive into them. And it's tough, but it's tough for both teams, right? So just getting some rest, getting off our feet, and then just getting ready, watching film, seeing what they do. But but for anybody in the tournament, the most important team is your team. And you just got to keep that in perspective.
I think it gets overlooked. Maybe playing a Friday night game, the anxiety when you see noon games on Thursday, knowing you're going to wait until Friday night to play. And then you have a delay to start this game. Just how much anxiousness is there just to get out there and
big time. You want to play. We won the Big Ten tournament in 2009, and then we played the noon game on the West Coast, on a Thursday. And everybody was like, man, that's a quick turnaround. But we liked it. Once you start watching, you love watching a game after you win. You don't love watching games before you play. That first game. So guys sit there and they watch and they watch and they watch, and now it's just better to. I turn the TV off. I watch a little bit, but I don't watch a lot. Now it's a little easier.
There was a stretch in the first half where unforced turnovers kind of kept Grambling in it.
Yes.
What do you learn from that? What did you guys respond with?
Just be simple. Just be simple. Be fundamentally sound. Take what they give you. And I think for us, just not getting away from what's got us there. But a lot of times those, and we had those in 3 or 4 of them in Wisconsin, was just lack of concentration. It was nothing schematic. It was like passing and catching, just basic fundamental stuff.
Thanks.